Did you know that 75% of our success in life depends on our communication skills? Whether it's in a job interview, a business meeting, or even in your personal relationships, the ability to communicate well can make all the difference. But here's the shocking part: studies show that over 50% of people struggle with communication, even if they don't realize it. Imagine missing out on opportunities just because you're not using the right techniques. In this video, we'll reveal 6 game-changing tips to boost your communication skills and help you speak with confidence, clarity, and impact. From mastering your voice to learning the art of silence, we'll explore strategies that most people never talk about. You'll discover how small changes can make a big difference in how you connect with others. Ready to become a great speaker? Let's dive in. Chapter 1: Voice is your superpower. Master the art of vocal variety. Have you ever wondered why some speakers captivate an audience, while others fail to grab attention? A lot of it comes down to the power of your voice. Your voice is more than just a tool for words, it's your personal communication superpower. Did you know that according to studies, people can remember a message 10 times longer if the speaker varies their voice? This is because vocal variety grabs attention and helps listeners stay engaged. It's not just about what you say but how you say it. A monotonous voice can put listeners to sleep, while changing pitch and tone can make even the simplest message feel like a story. Start by experimenting with your pitch. A higher pitch can convey excitement or nervousness, while a lower pitch often signals confidence and authority. Try adjusting your speaking speed as well. Speaking too fast can overwhelm your audience, while speaking too slowly can bore them. Finding a rhythm that feels natural will help you maintain engagement. Pauses are your secret weapon. The best speakers know that silence isn't awkward, it's powerful. A well-timed pause allows your audience to reflect on what you just said, making your message hit harder. Incorporate emphasis into your speech. When you stress keywords or phrases, it shows importance. It's like giving your audience a roadmap of where to focus. For example, in the book Talk Like TED, Carmine Gallo emphasizes how great speakers use vocal variety to create drama and excitement. If you want to improve your vocal presence, practice reading out loud. Try different tones and speeds. See how each change affects the mood of the message. The more you practice, the more comfortable you'll become with controlling your voice. Remember, your voice isn't just for speaking, it's your personal tool for storytelling and persuasion. Chapter 2: Body Language Unleashed. Speak without words. What if I told you that over 50% of communication is non-verbal? Research shows that people judge others based on their body language long before they even hear a word. Whether you're giving a speech or having a one-on-one conversation, your body says a lot about you. Great speakers understand the importance of non-verbal communication. In fact, studies show that when a speaker's body language aligns with their words, audiences are 38% more likely to trust them. So, how can you improve your body language? Start by standing tall. A strong posture signals confidence and helps you feel more powerful. When you slouch, you communicate weakness and insecurity. Think about great leaders or public figures, they always stand upright, exuding strength and self-assurance. Next, pay attention to your gestures. Don't be afraid to use your hands, but make sure they're natural and not distracting. A good rule of thumb is to keep gestures at chest level. This way, your body language will support what you're saying rather than compete with it. Eye contact is another crucial element. According to a study by the Harvard Business Review, people who make eye contact during conversations are seen as more credible and trustworthy. But don't overdo it. Staring can be intimidating. Instead, aim for a balance. Look someone in the eyes for about 3-4 seconds, then glance away. Your facial expressions also tell a story. When you're passionate about a topic, let it show. A slight smile, a furrowed brow, or an open mouth all convey emotion and help your audience connect with you. In the definitive book of body language, Barbara and Alan Pease explain that even tiny, unconscious gestures, like scratching your neck, can reveal nervousness or discomfort. So, try to be aware of your movements. Finally, make sure your body language is open. Crossed arms or legs can send a message that you're closed off or defensive. Open stances, on the other hand, invite connection. Try to mirror your audience's body language to build rapport. If they lean forward, you should too. If they nod, give them a nod back. Chapter 3: Storytelling Magic. Turn words into visual masterpieces. Why do we remember stories more than facts? The human brain is wired for storytelling. In fact, research by Stanford University found that our brains are more engaged when we hear stories, and we remember them 22 times more than when we hear plain facts. This is why great speakers use storytelling as a key part of their communication. Start by understanding the structure of a great story. Every story has a beginning, middle, and end. The beginning introduces the problem or conflict, the middle builds tension, and the end resolves it. When you tell stories, follow this simple structure to keep your audience engaged. A powerful technique is to start with a question that your audience can relate to. This pulls them in right away and sets the stage for the narrative. Paint pictures with your words. When you describe scenes, feelings, or actions, your audience can imagine the story in their minds. Use vivid, sensory language that appeals to sight, sound, and even smell. For example, instead of saying, "The park was beautiful," you might say, "The golden sunset bathed the park in warm light, and the air smelled of fresh grass." The goal is to transport your audience into the story. Next, show, don't tell. Rather than explaining emotions, use actions to reveal them. For instance, instead of saying, "He was nervous," you could say, "His hands trembled as he reached for the microphone." This technique adds depth and authenticity to your storytelling. Relatability is key. Great speakers know their audience. They tailor their stories to fit the values and experiences of the people they're speaking to. In his book Made to Stick, Chip Heath talks about the importance of simplicity and concreteness in storytelling. Stick to simple, clear messages that anyone can understand, even if they don't have your background or expertise. Don't forget the power of humor. A funny story can break the ice and create a connection with your audience. Humor helps reduce tension and makes you seem more approachable. But keep it relevant to your message. Random jokes can distract or confuse your audience. Finally, end with a call to action. Whether you're telling a personal story or sharing a business case, great speakers use stories to inspire and motivate. A memorable story should leave your audience thinking, feeling, and wanting to take action. If you're enjoying these tips, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated with more helpful content. Chapter 4: Active Listening, the unseen hero of great speakers. When we think about communication, we often focus on what we're saying. But did you know that listening is just as important, if not more? In fact, Harvard Business Review research shows that active listening leads to a 40% increase in effective communication. Listening isn't just hearing words, it's truly understanding them. To be an active listener, you must focus fully on the speaker without distractions. This means putting down your phone, looking at the person, and not interrupting. Active listening creates trust, as it signals to the other person that you care about what they're saying. It builds rapport, and studies show that people are more likely to engage with those who actively listen. In The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Stephen Covey emphasizes, most people do not listen with the intent to understand, they listen with the intent to reply. To truly connect, you need to listen first. Use verbal cues like, "I see," "interesting," or "tell me more," to encourage the speaker. These cues show you're not just hearing but engaging with what they're saying. Another technique is paraphrasing. Repeat back what the speaker has said in your own words. This not only shows you're listening but also clarifies any misunderstandings. Don't forget the power of non-verbal listening. Nodding your head or maintaining eye contact shows you're attentive. In fact, a study from the Journal of Nonverbal Behavior found that when listeners use positive body language, the speaker feels more comfortable and understood. Active listening also means being present in the moment. It's easy to get distracted by other thoughts, but great speakers block out distractions and focus on the conversation. Listening improves your communication because it helps you understand the other person's perspective, which leads to more thoughtful responses. Lastly, avoid judging or offering solutions too quickly. Sometimes, people just want to be heard, not fixed. By practicing active listening, you'll build stronger, more meaningful connections. Chapter 5: The Power of Pause. Silence speaks volumes. Many of us fear silence in conversation. We rush to fill awkward gaps with words, but silence is actually one of the most powerful tools in communication. Pause for a moment, and you'll see the magic. Pausing allows the listener to digest what you've just said. In fact, Harvard University research found that pauses after key points can increase the retention of information by 50%. A well-timed pause can create suspense, drawing your listener in. It also gives you a moment to collect your thoughts and prevent rambling. Think about the best public speakers you know. They often use pauses to highlight important points or to let their message sink in. It's a trick used by famous speakers like Barack Obama, who is known for using pauses to add impact to his speeches. Silence also allows for reflection. If you ask a question and then pause, you give your audience a chance to think before answering. This leads to more thoughtful responses and avoids rushed, unclear answers. In Talk Like TED, Carmine Gallo explains how successful speakers use pauses to give their message weight. It makes their words feel more significant. Don't be afraid of uncomfortable silences. Letting them linger can work in your favor. If you're in a meeting, for example, and want to make a point, pause for a few seconds after you speak. This simple technique can make your words more powerful and allow your audience to fully process them. Remember, pauses don't always need to be long. Even a brief 2-3 second pause can make a big difference in how your message is received. So, next time you speak, experiment with pauses. Use them to enhance your storytelling, emphasize key points, and give your words more weight. Chapter 6, Confidence on Command. Transform nerves into charisma. We all get nervous before speaking, but what if I told you that you could turn those nerves into confidence? The key to great communication isn't always about eliminating nerves, it's about managing them. A Forbes article mentions that 75% of people suffer from speech anxiety. But the good news is, confidence can be built, even in the most intimidating situations. Start by focusing on your body. When you feel nervous, your posture often slouches, and your movements become stiff. Straighten up and take deep breaths. Studies have shown that power poses, standing tall with your chest out and hands on your hips, can lower stress and increase feelings of confidence. This can trick your brain into feeling more powerful, even if you're nervous inside. Visualization is another powerful strategy. Before any presentation or conversation, take a moment to close your eyes and picture yourself speaking confidently. In The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle explains that visualization helps calm the mind and reduce anxiety. Imagine your audience reacting positively, nodding in agreement, or applauding. This simple exercise can boost your self-esteem before you even begin. Preparation also plays a huge role in confidence. Knowing your material inside and out will reduce fear of making mistakes. When you're prepared, you can focus on delivering your message rather than worrying about forgetting it. And remember, mistakes are part of the process. Even the best speakers stumble from time to time. Engage in positive self-talk. Replace thoughts like, "I'm going to mess up," with, "I've got this," or, "I'm prepared." In The Confidence Gap, Russ Harris discusses how self-talk can help shift your mindset from fear to empowerment. Instead of focusing on what could go wrong, think about how you'll succeed. And finally, remember that everyone has to start somewhere. No one is born a great speaker. By practicing regularly, putting yourself in speaking situations, and embracing the nerves, you'll naturally build confidence. Soon, your nervous energy will transform into powerful charisma. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for more helpful tips on communication and personal growth. Keep practicing, and you'll be speaking like a pro in no time.